Yep. You saw the title, folks. Now you might be wondering, what in the world are you talking about? Buzz Lightyear in the MCU? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it would make a lot of sense. It's never gonna happen, but I think it would make a lot of sense. I've thought about the possibility of certain properties that Disney owns crossing over with Marvel. Uh, at one point in time. I thought about Star Wars crossing over with Marvel, having maybe Luke fight alongside the Avengers. I know people would call that crazy, but considering how varied in strength the Avengers tend to be, I don't think it would be that ridiculous. Luke Skywalker is definitely, even if we don't include the expanded universe version of Luke Skywalker, he's at the very least a tier above Captain America. He's probably at least uh, I don't know if he's necessarily on the level of Thor, but he's kind of in between the level of Thor and Iron Man. If we just go by his movie feats, um, combat feats are kind of hard to quantify because unfortunately we didn't get to see what a fully trained Luke was capable of in The Last Jedi. But, let's assume that his lightsaber skills and his force ability was at least comparable to Yoda, right? Probably a tad bit stronger. And so, to that end, I bring you Buzz Lightyear. If you think about it, he's basically Captain America in space. No, that's not a joke about how Chris Evans ended up playing him in the movie called Buzz Lightyear. It's just a coincidence. But it is because of that fact that I think Buzz Lightyear is a character who could work in live action. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But it could. And I feel like Buzz Lightyear would fit comfortably in the MCU. I don't know why Marvel doesn't just do it. Um, they own the rights to these characters. Disney does. Hello, Zach Lofton 50. How's it going? Hello, Bessie Jennings. Hello, hello. How are you? Um, so why couldn't um Buzz Lightyear hypothetically have been in the MCU? I mean, if you look at his suit, it's pretty much just like Falcon. I'm sorry. Um, the second Captain America's. Well, if you think this is boring, then I'm sorry. I guess this isn't the stream for you. But this is what I've chosen to talk about. Uh, and yeah, I think he could. I think he could fit. Let's take it a step further. Why doesn't Disney consider taking their properties that could potentially work in live action and put them all in the same movie? Do something no one expected. I'm talking something as insane as, and I don't mean this literally, but taking the likes of. No, actually, I take that back. I do mean this literally. Taking Iron Man, Captain America, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Donald, Thor, Luke Skywalker, maybe Kermit, Gonzo, and Fozzie, their version of Santa Claus, and basically doing a weird Disney take on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but they're combining representatives from multiple franchises they own and or created. Now, a lot of those were randomly placed. You're probably thinking I'm insane. Why on earth would you put Tim Allen's Santa Claus in a movie with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, three of the Muppets, and then Mickey, Goofy, and Donald? I don't know, because why not? Have fun with it, you know? Uh, call up Robert. Yeah, what the heck was that just now? Call up Robert Downey Jr. Call up Chris Evans and say, "Hey, I know you two are done playing uh, Tony Stark and Captain America, but what if we told you we wanted you to reprise those roles in a movie that's akin to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it's more like a superhero film? It's action packed, and it's going to include the likes of um, the Disney trio. So it's going to incorporate Kingdom Hearts elements. And we're going to throw Kermit in there. And maybe he's going to be a bit of like a swashbuckler, you know. Uh, think back to like Muppet Treasure Island when he had that little sword fight and he was going, ooh, ah, like hopping around. And it sounds cheesy, it sounds dumb, but I'm sure a lot of people felt that way about Space Jam back in the day. I'm of the opinion that anything can work. You just have to work it. And thank you for that compliment from Bessie Jennings. Again, these are just the thoughts of a man who still can daydream like a child, use his imagination. I'm well aware of the fact that, once again, it sounds silly and dumb, but sometimes that's how my mind works. I would adore such a thing being made. To see Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, sitting in a room with Mickey Mouse, a fully animated Mickey Mouse, just like Bob Hoskins as Eddie Valiant did with Roger Rabbit. Only Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark in this film. And Chris Evans is there too. And again, it's a bit action packed. There would be humor, there would be action. I don't know what you would call it. Maybe you would call it Disney's Disney's Flipped. A film that is an amalgamation of various properties coming together just to let the chaos ensue and basically to get people's reactions. How would people react to that news? What would they think? I mean, to me, that would be a dream come true. Tony Stark, Mickey, Kermit. Found me again? Did you mean to sub and forget to, or just I'm not asking you to sub, by the way. I'm just wondering if you meant to and didn't. Yeah, I recall speaking with you. Sorry for the yawning. Um, but yeah, Disney's Flipped. I vaguely remember that. Thank you for the like. That brings the stream up to 4. Now 5. Um, you know, to be real here, while when I was talking about that crazy idea, I was being 100% serious about wanting to see that happen. Something that would never in a million years happen unless I was somehow rich and got the rights from Disney themselves to actually make it happen. I would give anything, or let's just say I would have given anything for a Roger Rabbit sequel. And honestly, while he's no Bob Hoskins, why not do a Roger Rabbit 2 and cast Robert Downey Jr. in as the lead, along with Chris Evans and I don't know what actress I would put in it. But I don't know. I mean, Chris Evans is pretty good in comedies. Knives Out, um, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You know, Robert Downey Jr. Good in comedies, I would say. What was that movie called? Tropic Thunder. Uh, you know, he's had plenty of comedic scenes in the MCU. Imagine him in a Who Framed Roger Rabbit sequel filled with slapstick, and he plays detective. I feel like he could do that, and his partner is Chris Evans. And I don't know, throw Scarlett Johansson in there as the love interest, or there doesn't have to be a love interest. I don't know. I feel like those three would really mesh well together, and I feel like she would be perfect for like the um I don't remember the name of the bartender. My next live should be sometime tomorrow morning, if all goes well. Good question. I don't actually know. Um, she's probably out on the patio, taking in some sun. But I would just like to see Disney be creative with all their properties. That's why I suggested combining them in some way. Why not give us like an ambitious game where Marvel and Disney heroes team up to fight against their subsequent villains who've also teamed up? And it's like maybe not quite an open world RPG, but it's an action RPG. Um, and yeah, just something that nobody thought of before. Have I been to Disney? Yes, I have. I've been to Epcot and Animal Kingdom. Hello there, Lily. The camera's gonna go off for a little bit. Um, just letting you know. I need to turn it off for just a few minutes or so. Uh, if anyone asks, please, if you wouldn't mind, uh, feel free to uh, let them know if they're wondering. Um, but yeah, I need to turn the camera off just for a little bit. But I am still here. Uh, cool. Hope to see you then. I take I take I take it that means you're heading heading off for now. Nothing. So I'll see you later. Thanks for coming once again. Oh man, I hope that stuttering is over with. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see. Nope. God. Well, that happened. Okay, that run's done then. Oh. Sorry for being quiet. Um I was doing something, but eh, that's more or less over now. Can't believe I botched it. Can't believe I botched it. And because I've been silent for so long, I didn't get back to any of you. I'm gonna end it off here. I do apologize. I'll make this up to you. Uh, so please, if you are able to join me once again. Oh, a sixth like. A sixth like. Uh, who was it? Maybe I shouldn't end things so soon. Hmm. What to do? What to do? What to do? Well, yeah, I'm gonna get going, folks. Thank you all once again. If you like the stream, minus the silence towards the end there and that nervous stutter that I can't control and just comes on by itself, then please consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. This has been Black Angel Inserts once again, and as usual, the truth is, I am Iron Man.